Great to connect with you again today. This Sunday we gather for worship at 8:30 and 11, and the 11 o'clock service will be streamed as usual. In addition, we invite you to Discipleship Hour at 9:45. This includes Kids Connect for children nursery through 6th grade, youth Sunday school, junior high and senior high, and numerous adult discipleship options. Recently, I was reminded of a story I read years ago about a minister who served in a rural parish for several years before pursuing a career in teaching. He lived on a farm while he served in the pastorate, and one Sunday morning he was puttering about the barn before church when his 3-year-old daughter came running in, holding in her little hand something that she had found. And she said, "Look what I found, Daddy. Isn't it pretty?" He saw the morning sunlight glisten on the object in her hand. It was a double-edged razor blade. And he thought to himself, how do I get that blade out of her hand? If I try to take it from her, she'll clutch it even tighter. And if she does that, she may cut herself badly enough to scar her hand and to injure her for life. So he said, "Honey, that's very dangerous. It's going to cut you. Don't close your hand. Here, give it to Daddy." And she responded, as you might assume, "But it's mine. I found it. No." He said, "Yeah, I know, but it's dangerous. Here, let me take it." But as he stepped closer, she began to close her little hand. "Don't do that, honey," he said. "It's going to cut you. And then if it cuts you, I'm going to have to take you to see Dr. Jones." And she smiled and said, "Oh, I like Dr. Jones. He gives me suckers." It's not easy for a theologian to reason with a 3-year-old child. Finally, he said, "That certainly is pretty. May I take a look at it?" And he cupped her little palm in his, and while he shared in her pleasure of what she had found, he gently pulled back her fingers one by one till he could lift that deadly object out of her hand. And the author who told the story says, when Jesus comes into our lives and says, "Let me take over," it's not because he's trying to steal our treasures or strip away our character. He's trying to protect us and to help us be all we were intended to be without any unnecessary scars or wounds. He wants to link our wisdom with his wisdom, our knowledge with his knowledge, our power with his power. He's not trying to destroy us. He's simply bringing us to the fulfillment for which we long and for which we were created. As you think about the things in your life, the attitudes, actions, the responses, those shiny things we clench in our hands, can we believe that when God calls us to let go of them, when he comes to us and says, "Let me take those from you," he's not harming us, he's not depriving us, he's rescuing us. Father, help us to see more clearly that because you are good, everything you ask of us is leading us to life and flourishing that can only come through you. Fill us with such a clear vision of who you are that we willingly, joyfully, gratefully surrender all that we are to you. Amen. Thanks again for joining me. Have a wonderful day.